Hey everybody, it's me, Ron, Print Shop 420. Let's talk a little bit about opacity printing and gun control. Right? Two things that just don't seem to go together, but I'm printing a t-shirt today about the national school walkout that's occurring. Kids all over our nation are going to be walking out of their classrooms in protest of the inaction that our leaders, supposedly, or our representatives, have not been able to produce any laws or any sort of solution other than more guns in our society. Most of us can see past that, but the ones in power right now can't. So our kids have taken upon themselves to be able to walk out and demonstrate that they're not taking this anymore. So that's why I designed this shirt. So technical specifications right now. Loading the shirt up. I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. Okay. Here's the design here. Okay, now as you can see, it's got this point up at the top. Most times your shirt, you're going to be 3 fingers down from the collar, and you want the message to kind of go across the chest in this sort of area. So with this kind of print, it's going to be up a little bit higher. So to do that, I want to make sure that I'm centered, and that's what I'm feeling right now. This is an extra large. I've got my seams lined up here on the pallet, or the pellon, if you prefer. And I'm going to bring it up about like that. Now I have a handy dandy little device. This. See, it's got a little flat part right there that sticks out. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right here on the collar, so I can judge how far the design is from the collar. It changes from different sizes, so it's always a good idea to kind of make sure you're putting it where you want to, because you only get one shot. Here's the design. I'm bringing my screen down, and that little bump shows up here on the screen. Now here I see it as about, it's about 2.5. It's not going to work. I want to maybe be a little bit higher than that. So bring the shirt back out and bring it back up to about right there now. Check my seams, make sure I'm centered on the pellon. Okay, then we're gonna do it again. As the old adage goes, measure twice, cut once. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're about 1.5 fingers. So the majority of this design will still kind of fit down in here, because I still have about 2-3 inches, about that much, to where the actual message is. Alright, now we've covered that. Here's a little trick about opaque printing. You're going to do 2 different prints. One is just going to be dried, and it's going to be very light. And this is to help prevent what they call bulletproofing. So you don't want it to be too hard on the chest, because it gets hot, it's uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do, get my bead right, and give myself a nice flood on the screen. There we go. Ta-da! Right, so now we've got some ink already loaded up in the stencil, and we give it one just easy stroke like that. Okay, now the reason we do this is I'm just now starting to get just a base coat. Come on down here, and you can still see, hopefully, how much of the shirt you're showing through. Alright, now let's come on back. like that. Now we're going to do our flash. I am a poor screen printer. And I don't mean I'm a bad screen printer. I mean I just don't have a lot of money to invest in equipment. So one way that you can do what's called a flash is use a heat gun. And that's what I do. And first I want to make sure the heat gun gets up nice and red so I get up to temperature. This first stroke I'm just going to dry because again I'm just providing a foundation to lay more ink on top of. But I don't want it to get too heavy because then it'll get hot and uncomfortable. So I'm just doing a quick go over. Just like that. A little bit. And do a few touchy touch. Make sure everything's up. See, that one's still a little bit wet. Still right there. Okay. 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 Here we are. You can see it's still not very opaque. You still see a lot of that shirt showing through. There. There we go, right in there. All right. Still seeing a lot of that shirt. So you can leave it like that, but you know, we're not going for the distressed look in this print. This is bold shirt. This is an event shirt, so it's a message. It's got to be broadcasted. So what I do is my next print will be 2 strokes. Get my beads set up right, and I'm going to give myself one nice good one like that. You can see on the screen I've got this haze, right? Now this last stroke, again, I'm going to set my bead and it's going to be almost straight up because what I want to do is shear that off and make a nice even coat. And if everything works out right, that's what happens. There we go. You can see how that changed. Took that off. Now, when we look at it, come back down here and check out the opacity. Now you can see how that shirt's not showing through anymore. And yeah, we're about 2 fingers off. That's about where I want it to get. So, once I get to this point, again, I do a flash and I'll do a final set with another secret ingredient. Just to kind of finish off the shirt print to make sure that it's properly cured and that it won't wash out. So there we go. It's drying up pretty good. And you can keep going like this and you can pretty much cure the shirt like this and not have to do the last step that I do, but I do it anyway to just to make sure. Because again, this is not a precise method. I practiced it a little bit. And now, check it out. Make sure I don't have any wet spots. And you will pull. Here we go, right? Where's my... I've kind of trained myself to do it like this. Pull it off, and here we go. Front print, still got a good touch to it. There's my back print. I hope everyone can see what these kids are trying to do. They're trying to do it for all of us. And we all need to stand behind them, and we all need to support what they're trying to accomplish. They are our kids. They are our children. They are our future. So anyway, that's my little soapbox speech. Thanks for watching. Print Shop 420 out. Stay awesome, everybody.